Hello to all the dear viewers following this video. Today is November 28th, 2025, and I no longer trade. I want to do a review of the past week, covering the trades I took, their reasons, and their outcomes, so we can summarize everything together here. When I first started sharing my trades on YouTube with you, the first week was a bit influenced by the learning process here, but in the end, the week closed with a profit. I made 77 pip. This week was slightly better, but not very satisfying. Still, our overall outcome was profitable. You can check out my live trades on the channel if you want. Here, I will just give an overview of the live trades and explain the reasons behind the trades I made. I hope this will be helpful. This review is educational, and the goal is to analyze the past week and address any shortcomings in the coming days. Monday, November 24th, 2025. I had two trades. As you can see, the first trade hit the stop, and the second trade gave me a reasonable profit. The reason for entering the trade was the breakout of this level. After the level was broken downward, as you can see, the candle close was below this level. After the price retraced upward, I expected a reaction with this trend line and anticipated a downward movement from above. However, the market moved up. After the short trade was stopped out, we had a minor downward movement, and since my first scenario failed, I entered a buy trade. After entering the buy, I expected the market to break this level upward, which happened, and the level was broken. After the ABCD pattern that had formed was confirmed, I expected a price increase. A reasonable take profit was set, and fortunately, the take profit was hit. The second trade closed with a profit. Overall, Monday was good, and considering the market structure, I did not take any more trades. After that, the market moved mostly sideways. Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. I didn't have very good performance. After the market experienced a rise before the New York Stock Exchange opened, we had a retracement. I expected my corrective pattern to form in a certain way, which I will show you now. I expected a leg A here and a leg B to form as well. I expected a leg A here and a leg B to form as well. Based on this, I entered a sell trade, expecting the price to return to the base formed in the lower time frame and for the market to correct. The trade was stopped out. The trade was stopped out. After that, my scenario was that a second leg would form from this area. I expected the second leg to go below the previous low and for the market to start a downward movement from there. Again, in the corrective structure and against the market trend, I intended to take profit and wanted to exit before the New York Stock Exchange opened. Unfortunately, the trade was stopped out. When the NYSE opened, the second trade, which was profitable, experienced heavy volatility due to the news on November 25th, which caused our stop to be triggered. After observing the formed candles, I intended to take another sell trade. My perspective was still bearish, but unfortunately, this view was incorrect again, and all three scenarios failed. Let me draw it for you. I expected an ABCD structure with the market starting to drop from point D, but due to the news and volatility, the market ignored this leg, the scenario failed, and let me draw it for you. I expected an ABCD structure with the market starting to drop from point D, but due to the news and volatility, the market ignored this leg, the scenario failed, and the stop was hit. I ended November 25th with 3 stopped-out trades. Negative days are part of the market and trading, and they must be analyzed and corrected. Wednesday, November 26. On Wednesday, after a market move, a correction occurred. Let me draw it for you. I expected an upward leg to form below this shadow based on the previous leg. However, after entering the trade, the price moved down, and the stop was triggered due to the shadow. Since I had a bullish mindset, I re-entered a buy trade from this area and captured a reward of approximately 4 pips from the market. As you can see, I got the 4 pip reward here. Considering the reduced upward slope compared to the first leg, I exited at this point. I expected a drop to the channel's bottom and entered a sell trade aiming for 2 positive rewards. Unfortunately, the trade was stopped out, but I ended the day with 2 positive rewards. Thursday, November Thursday, November 27th. Due to the U.S. bank holiday, I think the market showed its character. If it were fully open, we could have traded with lower risk, smaller volume, and smaller take profit and stop levels. Here, a downward structure formed, touching the previous low. Considering the proximity to the previous high, I entered a sell trade. The market dropped slightly and then rose, but before reaching the stop, the drop resumed.